Hello, today I am covering
A-Trans!
Model A, one of the models in the Mega Man ZX series. This is the final model I'll be covering in this series. I'll refer to it as Model Ancient for the sake of the video. As such, if this is the first video in the series you're watching, please go to another one. You're missing out on a lot. Anyways, I'll be covering the basics and more complex things about this model, if there is any to work with. Here's the games I'm covering, so let's get into it. Model Ancient is based on both Model A from ZX Advent, and its sprite is in the style of classic Mega Man. Hopefully that wasn't too much of a mouthful. As for how to get Model Ancient, oh boy. You need to collect all 24 of the Pseudoroid medals, 3 per Pseudoroid. Most of these aren't horrible, but a few of them really suck. Buckfire Gold, all of Argoin New Goyle, Headshot Gold, and Voltron Gold especially, are massive tests of endurance and patience. After you get those, start a new game, and when you get Model A, go to the menus and go to Item A. Consume that, and you'll have access to Model Ancient. For the model itself, the first thing you'll see is that it's really short. This allows Model Ancient to have an easier time dodging, as it doesn't have to dash or crouch to dodge basic projectiles, but there is a compromise made somewhere else. As this model references classic Mega Man, the slide is in its moveset. The slide lowers your hitbox by a bit and gives you some speed. The slide is about as fast as your dash, however only on the ground, as its speed will not be carried over in the air. This makes it very slow in the air, and its jumps barely go anywhere. It also has the wall jump, but this model has a key difference. When the other models clean onto a wall, they slide down the wall at a slower rate, but Model Ancient has no wall clean, it just falls. As for the attacks, it just has one. This attack is the Buster Shot. It shoots tiny buster pellets directly forward, and up to 3 can be on screen at a time. All the numbers you see are what's here. No meaningful damage, and only one combo value, so you can't spam it against bosses. All you have is the bullets, and they're 1 damage to enemies and bosses. You can shoot them just before an enemy spawns to do some chip damage, but it'll always be chip damage. As an added note, it technically has Biometal Gauge, but none of its moves spend Biometal Gauge, so it's just there. There are no differences for Gray and Ash, as far as I'm aware, so overall, Model Ancient doesn't have much going for it. It's slow, and sucks in the damage department. With the basics done, let's move on to the complexities. The only complexity this model has is this. Since you can shoot buster pellets with the Y and R buttons, they'll come out even faster than usual. This won't matter too much on enemies far away, but against ones close to you, this can help you do some more damage, which this model absolutely needs. It's not an absolute fix, more of a band-aid solution. With the complexity listed, let's move on to the stages. It's self-explanatory. This model is bad in stages. Not only is it slow in the air, making movement very slow, and making it very hard to pass through big gaps, but the weak buster being your only option sucks a lot. Here's the list of stages. It can complete to a somewhat full extent. It's the entirety of the train, Legion until Saranak's tutorial, all of Mysterious Lab, and that's it. It gets stuck everywhere else. You can do some cool stuff in Biolab, I guess, but that's about it. Its movement alone doesn't allow it to pass otherwise easier stages, like Tower of Verdure, Control Center, and Floating Ruins. Again, this model is bad in stages. It can do a cool thing every now and then, but that's it. With the stages traversed, let's move on to the enemies and bosses. Against enemies, it's bad. Your low damage makes tankier enemies take a while to kill. However, your size can make you dodge projectiles and other attacks completely, making them harmless, and you can slide under some of them that other models can't. It's not enough to save it against them, but it has some cool perks going for it. Against mini-bosses, it's even worse. Again, your small size can low profile some moves, but every mini-boss, other than Capsule Converter, can get around that in some form. Plus the slow movement makes dodging very troublesome. In bosses, where do I start? I tried to fight every boss with this model. The only ones I could beat were Buckfire, Chronoforce, and Headshock. This is from someone who tried every boss dozens of times. I'm sure more of them are possible, but those 3 are the only ones I could bring myself to beat. Low profiling can be handy every now and then, but all bosses get around that pretty easily, whether through big projectiles or attacking on the ground. The Buster having a single combo value doesn't help either, as it takes forever to kill them. Overall, against enemies and bosses, it's very bad, not much else to say, so let's move on to the outro, and that cool thing I've been keeping secret for a few months. Overall, I call Model Ancient useless because it lacks in everything, although it has rare cases where it's kinda okay, but I call it hilarious, as when you do kill that boss or pass through that stage, it's the funniest thing ever. It's made me appreciate Advent's Model P a lot more, at least that thing's usable against bosses. But anyways, you know that thing I've been saying I would show? Well, there are 2 videos left in the series. The last one, I'm not too sure how to do it, but I'll try to make it a personal send-off to the series, and what it's done for me as a creator and a Mega Man fan. But as for that second to last video, it's gonna be a tier list, and I won't be doing it alone. You get to contribute to it, but here's the steps on how to do so. First, join my Discord. That's where the discussion about the list will happen. Second, when I make the video, I hope to have one different person cover every model. For example, I'll say my thoughts on it, and you say yours. Third, I'll be using a wheel to choose who covers what model. I'll post a message in my server telling people to react to it to choose that model. You can choose all of them if you want to, but if you win the wheel for Model X, that's the one you'll be covering, unless you want to give it to someone else who voted for it. Everyone will have 2 weeks as of uploading to vote before I make the wheels. And finally, when we get everyone, we'll make the tier list first. And then for the video, if you get chosen to take part in the video, please give me a voice recording to work with. Make sure you have a good microphone and audio quality if you do, on par with mine, or even an edited video of your own, if you want to do that. If you can't do either, give me your thoughts in Word, and I'll say it for you, making sure it's obvious it's your words. Make it 4 minutes at most, and 1 minute bare minimum. Also, give me a social you want to promote if you have any. Make sure they're safe for work. As for what counts in the tier list, I'll be doing every single model I've covered in this series, plus the human and Reploid forms in both games. The tier list for the video will use composite rules, so Model ZX, for example, will be ranked with the ZX and Advent versions in mind, but for fun's sake, we can make an extra tier list without it. The rules probably need some ironing out, so feel free to give feedback if needed. Anyways, that's all. There are 2 more videos left in this series. I can't wait to work with all of you on the models tier list. My next video will be the Mega Man 02 boss ranking, so see you then.